Hello Craftaholics, welcome back to my studio, and if this is your first time here, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Peggy and welcome to my studio. So today I am going to use Spellbinders Clear Stamp and Die of the Month from December Club Kit to make a Valentine's Day card. Now I've already stamped my leaves and hearts using Distress Oxides. I used Ice Spruce for my leaves, and they are both there. And I've used Victorian Velvet for my hearts. So I'm going to put that out of the way. And I'm put these up a little bit out of my way. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside for right now. I'm also using the embossing folder of the month, also from December. That is why my Big Shot is sitting here. I'm going to try a technique. I've seen other people do it. I have not tried it. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be for the main part of my card, the backing. So with this, I'm going to be using Speckled Egg Distress Oxide. And what I'm going to do, I have a piece of, this is just 80-pound cardstock, cut in half, so it's, what, 5.5 by 8.5, which is the size of one of the embossing folders. And I figure I'll have extra paper left over. So what I want to do is, I'm going to use, I'm going to put my glasses on first. And I'm going to, on the side of my, okay, there's two sides of an embossing folder. One side that embosses, one that debosses. And this is the side that's raised, okay? And this is the side where it goes into, to emboss in the paper. So on the flat side is where I'm going to put ink to try and give myself a background that's the speckled egg color, but hopefully the hearts will remain white. You'll see. If it works, it's going to look dynamic. Okay, it should work. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to take my Distress Oxide, and all I'm going to do is, I'm going to hold this up, I think, so I don't get any on my desk, on my mat, but I am just, well, I'm rubbing my ink pad just all over that side of the embossing folder. And if you're using a Spellbinders, if the embossing folder has print on it, more than likely it's the right side to put the ink. So I just want to make sure that I have all of this covered. Now you can also kind of give your paper a like a watercolor finish by spritzing this with water, because oxides are water reactive. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Again, I'm not using all of it, but I figured why not make a whole sheet. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put my paper in, and yeah, I smudged the bottom a little bit. I'm just going to put my paper in, and I'm going to fold that over. Okay. Now I'm going to get my sandwich together, which for me takes my platform base, which is the thick base. I use my thin die adapter on there. I get rid of, well, this is my magic mat from scrapbook.com. It's well loved, as you can tell. But this takes place of a bottom cutting plate, is what this does. So I take that out. And I'm going to put my embossing folder, let me move this, oh, that's heavy, so you can see what I'm doing. I've got my embossing folder there, and I am just, now with the little bit of an angle, that's to help feed it into your machine. I'm going to put that there, and I am just, if it shakes, I'm sorry, I'm just going to run it through. And then I'm just going to back it up and run it through this way, just to make sure I get as much of that ink on the paper as I can. I'm going to put this aside because I'm going to be using it again. Okay. Now for our big reveal. So, see how gorgeous that ended up? Now, I don't know what happened there. I had a piece of paper stuck in the way. That's okay. I'm not going to use the whole paper anyway. But see how that... Isn't that pretty? So we've got the background in the speckled egg, and then all the hearts stayed white. So that turned out perfect. Now I'm just going to put this aside like this. If it was regular ink, I'd clean it right off, but this will come off just with a baby wipe, and it'll get everything off fine and dandy. Okay. Now what I want to do, because sometimes oxides can take a little bit to dry. I hope this isn't too loud, but I'm going to use my heat gun. This is just a Wagner heat gun to kind of dry it a little bit, just to make sure, you know, that ink is nice, dry, and I'm not going to get it everywhere. So I did miss a little bit at the end because I didn't run it all the way through, but that's okay. I'm only using a little bit of it. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. All right. So now what I want to do is okay, let me put this aside just for a second and can dry a little bit more while I'm talking. So I'm not the best, and I'll admit it, at stamping. I'm pretty new to it. I don't do it a whole lot. I'm trying to do it more, but I tried to stamp this love like 3 times, and I kept getting smush marks and stuff from it. So I kind of gave up, but I think this is going to turn out good anyway, because the die does the word love exactly. So what I did, I used the die that you're supposed to cut the stamped image out with, and I cut that out of brushed gold. So it looks the same, just a little bit thicker than it would. So I've got that. Then what I did was, I have, this is just one of my rectangle dies from Diamond Press. I have a regular card base, and what I want to do is I want to have a gold border that matches my love. But instead of using a whole sheet, because it's going to be covered anyway, I cut my cardstock down to the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the size of a note card. And then I centered this die on it, and I just cut out the frame. So what I want to do is with this, I'm going to cut out a piece, and it should plop right into the frame to make the front of our card. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed for this one. So what I need to do, here we go. I have, this is mint tape from Spellbinders. Let me put the glue back. It's a very low tack tape. It's kind of like, it's a little bit more tacky than a sticky note. So it's really good for die cuts and things like that. So what I want to do is find a spot in the image that I really like to center it. And, you know, I think that looks good. Maybe over a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks good. I like that right there. So what I'm going to do, watch it probably move now. I'm just going to take 2 little pieces of mint tape. And, or should we go up a little bit? Let's do it that way. Let's go up a little bit more. Okay, you know what? Let's do it this. Let's go up. Okay. Okay, that looks good. So I'm just going to tape it down. Now, the only thing I wouldn't use mint tape on is if I was hot foiling, because it will take the foil off. But mint tape is pretty much good on anything. So again, I'm going to get my sandwich. I'm going to use my platform, my thin die adapter. I'm going to put my magic mat back. Let me move this over a bit. That's why I don't do this a lot, because it's, you guys, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I have bad hands and arms, and it's kind of heavy. So it's not as heavy. I have a bigger one, the Plus, and it's ginormous. So there are those. Then I put my paper and my die with the die facing down, because you always want it to cut into a magic mat if you have one. And then again, my plate, if you can see, there's that little beveled edge that helps it lead into the machine. So you always want that going in first. And then I am just simply going to cut. Okay. And, okay, now I don't need this anymore. Let me get it out of the way. Ugh. Sorry, guys. I gotta reach around And put it down on the floor. Okay. Alrighty. So much more room now. But I'm going to peel this off. And now I also have this, which I can use for something else, or I can even cut a frame out of it. It's fine, but it's there to be used now. And again, this is 80-pound cardstock. Take my tape off, my mint tape. See how nicely it pulls off? It doesn't take any of the ink with it. And then what I do is I'm sticking it to what holds my phone. So now I have this. Okay, so like I said, what I want to do on the cover, on the front of the card, I want to put those in like that. So it's just to kind of emulate it just sitting on the brush gold. But I figure, why waste a whole sheet when I don't have to? So I'm going to try, let me get my little tool here in case I need it. This may be a little more difficult than I thought. But what I'm going to do is I'm first going to line up the edge along the side here. And this is my side, the folded side of the card. So, because you can always, it's easier to snip from this edge if you have to trim something. So I'm going to line it up on this edge and on the bottom and glue it down. Then you'll see. It's going to be a two little part process here. First, I have a little piece of some fibers from the paper. Hold it here. I'm going to put just a thin line of glue. You never need a lot of glue on something. Just because you put more glue doesn't mean it's really going to hold it any better. And more than likely, it's just going to come out over the sides of your project. So I always try to use I got a hair. Yes, my hair is falling out. Always try to use the least amount of glue that you can for a project. And if it's a good quality glue, you're not going to need a lot anyway. Okay. And because it's liquid adhesive, I have some wiggle room here to get this all nice and lined up there on the edge. This one's a little crooked. There we go. And I'm checking it from, see there, I'm over a little bit on the bottom. So let's pop this up a bit. Come on, let go. Let go. Let go my ego. Okay. Line it up a little better down there. I'm still having some problems. Okay. Yeah, I know there's some paper left on there. That's fine. I'm just going to glue it right back down to the same spot. So it's okay. It's not going to ruin the integrity of my paper. It's not that much. It's just a little tiny bit. But I always try to keep my mistakes in. There we go. Now I'm nice and lined up. So you guys can see. So now you can see it's all nice and lined up. Okay. Instead of putting the rest of it down, and that's probably an easier way to do this, but I'm going to put this part in now, and then it'll make it easier to line up the edges with it. So you just need to figure out which way. I'm going to put it this way so that these parts are facing upward. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue on the back. And this I will put a little, probably a little more than normal, just because there are embossed and debossed parts on there. You want the paper to be able to grab enough of the surface to hold. So I'm going to start on the left side here, and then on the bottom. And I'm going to kind of pull this up a little bit. There we go. Get that down. Get that nice and secured. I love that. That is so pretty. Get that nice and secured down. Okay. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add glue onto these edges that we did not adhere from the gold. Well, you know what? I can actually put it right down on the, because we can see on the cardstock right where it has to go. Be easier this way. Okay. And then this is easier because you just, as long as it is touching the edge of our embossed piece, it's going to fit. Okay, so now we have a really pretty gold frame. Excuse my nails, I haven't felt good and I just haven't messed with them, but we have a beautiful gold brushed gold frame with our speckled egg hearts, background with hearts in the middle. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do, let me figure out how I want to put these down. It's a pretty quick card too, honestly. Like I said, I've got the love and the brushed gold as well to match. Now, if you use something like black, you can cut this out of black, it's fine. I try to match my sentiment, which is actually a focal point, but it can also go as a sentiment. I try to match it with whatever my matting is. It's just a little continuity to the to your whole card. Just like if I had done black and I did a small sentiment, I would have done it in black ink on white, just to bring out that black. But I'm thinking we'll just put the love, we're just going to put the love in the middle. So might as well get some glue on this piece. And since it's a wider piece, normally if it's smaller, I would just dot it with glue. But I'm just going to do a thin bead all the way around because I want everything to stick. There we go. And then pull that a little bit closer. Okay. There we go. I'm going to turn it upside down and put a little bit of pressure on it. I don't have, normally it's good to put like a stamping block on something like this for some weight, but I don't have any handy. So we have our love down. And then I thought, since there's a connecting line, it's the E, between the E and the V, I thought we could actually cover it up a tad with a piece of the greenery. Like that. And then possibly take the other one and maybe put it right there. I think that looks cute. And then we can take our hearts, our heart letters, and place them around. Let's see. Let's figure out where we want them. Ooh, that's cute. And then this last one can go kind of there. This side looks a little bit empty, doesn't it? Yeah. Maybe put that up there. I'm thinking maybe if we put the small one here and then this larger one kind of there, we can actually have, I don't know, what do you guys think? I wish you were here to talk to me. Or we can make it look like this too. Let's see. Well, now I'm not sure. I thought I would have planned it out a little bit better. And I thought I had, honestly. Okay. If we put one there, we can put a heart there. our other piece can kind of come out there. I do like that one there. And then we could possibly put that there. All right, I think that's cute. Let me put those down. Oh, goodness. As you can see, I made a boo-boo stamping on the back there. But that's one thing. You can always just stamp right on the other side. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Put that down. Okay. Then we'll put this guy down next. Okay. I definitely want this one. I'm still not convinced with the other two. But I definitely want... And you can also use foam tape if you want to pop these up a little bit. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay. Put that right there. And then our last little heart. I'm going to put right there. Now, I don't know. I don't think I have any bling. You know what? I'll be right back. Okay. I do have these that I got at Hobby Lobby. I just want to add a little bit of bling, but I just didn't have anything like the actual color. Let's see. I'm not sure about that. Or if I want pink. You know what? I think I'm going to do the white. I like the pink, but I think I'm going to do the white ones. These all have like a rainbowy effect. I can't think of the word. Sorry, guys. But Aurora Borealis. There you go. Kind of look to them. So it's a little less kind of in your face, I guess, than the pink ones. There. And we'll just add that'll work. We'll just add a few. Because what is a card without bling? Come on. All right, I like it. It's simple, but it's really, really cute. Now, if you were giving this, say you wanted to give it to a guy, if you want it for your husband or your boyfriend, what you can do is you can change the color of the background. You can just do a solid background. And you can, even if you want to keep it the gold, you can make the hearts like a different color. You know, you just change up the colors and it works perfect. So there you go. A really simple but yet really pretty card for Valentine's Day. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And remember to share it with a crafty friend. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.